Right, good evening, good afternoon, sports fans. So we're back on another preview show. Nothing to review, obviously. Leeds was the last game, which seems like decades ago. We know what happened there, great result. Another solid performance, clean sheet. And we've had a pointless international break in the middle of this, which some may not think is pointless. I think it is, unless we're going to play lots of players that aren't ever going to get a game for England to try and prove their worth in these stupid, pointless international cup. I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of people think it's worthwhile, but all you're going to get is a playoff place. And if we can't qualify anyway out of our group, then we shouldn't be deserving a daft playoff place if we finish fourth. Anyway, Boro's back. Norwich away. So, let's get stuck into that. Firstly, just if any of you guys are brand new to this, please subscribe. Hit that button straight away. We do plenty of shows. We've got plenty of content going on. We want you involved as much as we can. It's all about you guys. We're nothing without you guys. I know I say this every time I speak to you, but it's the truth. So get involved. Subscribe, guys. Press that button now. There it is. And become part of what is a growing, massive entity. So, as I say, Norwich away. I'm Foxy, obviously, as you know that by now. There's the guy over here behind the camera. I think we all know this guy as well now. His face is starting to sneak out there on posters. There's a poster near you soon, especially on the back of buses. So, Rob, how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm spot on. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, really good, mate. I know you went to the Leicester game this week. We covered that, guys. I don't know if anyone was there, if anyone got an interview. At Leicester to watch the Switzerland game. Nothing really happened, I suppose. It was a good day out. Rashford looked good. But I digress. So, Norwich away. We haven't got the best record there. I think, as you remember, last season it was a bit of a debacle, a bit of a farce. Gested got sent off, whether he should or shouldn't have. Personally, I thought he should have. It was a rash challenge, and we got beat. So we won't dwell on that. And they were a little bit of a team last season. They had Maddison in the team, they had Murphy in the team, who they've lost. Like I say, we haven't got the best record there. I know we've discussed that in previous, I remember the preview that we did last year with Norwich, and we discussed the 4-1 game there when we were 4-1 up and we ended up drawing 4-4 in the last 10 minutes. But Karanka era, we went there and got a 1-0. Obviously, the beat us in the playoffs. I know we know all this, so it's not the best of grounds, but it's a different Norwich team. Norwich have started off quite poorly. They're in the bottom 5 already. Last game they drew away to Ipswich, which normally would be a decent game. It's a local derby for them, so it's obviously going to be up a slight level, a little bit more passionate than it normally would be. But they haven't scored many goals. I think they've scored 9 league goals so far this season. And their main sort of threat is Jordan Rhodes, who we all know quite a lot about, being a Borough player. Never really hit the heights since he left Huddersfield. He was amazing at Huddersfield under Lee Clark. Couldn't stop scoring goals. He broke all sorts of records in that league. But he hasn't ever done it since. Went to Sheffield Wednesday, was poor. But he's their main man this year. They play with a sort of 4-2-3-1 system that we're familiar with. Most clubs are kind of playing that, or a sort of formation around that 4-2-3-1, a version of that, should I say. What they've got really, as I said, they've got Jordan Rhodes, who's sort of key man for them. They've kept pretty much a core all season with Krul in goal, who I rate, Hanley, closer centre-backs. Then they've got sort of Tetty, midfield, who's been a fixture there. Timo Pukki and also Rhodes, who've been kind of, like I say, the structure of that team this season. But it's a different team, as I said. They've lost Maddison, who's been their key man. Real sort of top performer. Looks really good at Leicester. So really there shouldn't be much of a threat for us. Two things that I've kind of picked up on looking at them and doing a bit of research is that they're really poor off set pieces. Really poor. They've conceded a lot of goals from corners. I think there's 5 goals, 4 or 5 goals have conceded off corners. I think a couple of them were against West Brom at home in the 4-3 game, which you probably remember, which West Brom won. So, obviously, straight away for us, we know that we are king of set pieces, and we know that we are organised to the back more than we ever have been, even more than under Karanka, I would suggest. To talking points, you know, you may disagree with me, but I would say that we look a lot more organised. So this is a key game for us to win off a corner. I don't think there'll be many goals in this game. Norwich, like I say, the last game was a point away at Ipswich. They haven't really had many good results. They've beaten Preston this season at home 2-0. Apart from that, they've done nothing. They've only got 5 points on the board. They've only scored, like I say, 9 league goals, and 2 of them have come from Jordan Rhodes. So for me, this is a game that we should exploit with set pieces, because they are poor off set pieces. The other thing is they are quite good attacking set pieces though. So Is it going to be one of those banana skins because we've had a couple of weeks off? I'd like to think not. I think we're a little bit more consistent now, and I think we're a little bit more on top. I don't think the international break should have affected us. Obviously, we've got a better squad going into this game now with the additions of a couple of players that we've brought in. We don't know if Sakho's signed. It doesn't look like it yet, but there's talk of him maybe signing from Crystal Palace. He's a free agent now. But Palace wanted to keep Sakho, actually, just digressing slightly. Palace wanted to keep him. He just couldn't agree a contract. So there's a player there if we can get. Would be a good little addition. We haven't replaced Traore. I know that's a massive statement because who can replace Traore? But we haven't really filled that gap. Although we've brought George Saville in, who's more of an attacking creative player, he's still not that kind of flair player, injection of pace that we're looking for still. So we're going to keep the same team. There's no reason why we'll change it. And as I said at the top of the show, we haven't had the best of times there, but I think this could be a different game for us. Sorry if you can hear that, guys. Don't know who it is. I think it's Drake. I think he's rapping down the bottom there. Sorry about that. But yeah, there's no reason why we can't get a result here. Like I say, they're poor off set pieces, so I don't see any reason why we can't score an early corner or something off a free kick. I think it'll be tight, as I said. I think there'll be one goal in it, maybe 1-0 Borough. But as I've said, there is a potential of a banana skin. It wouldn't surprise me if Rhodes scored because that's what happens. Your old men come back and haunt you, and they do need a bit of a reaction after the Ipswich game and after the international break. Farke, well, he's been there nearly 2 seasons now, I think. I don't know, but what I'm reading from Norwich fans, he's not really setting the place alight. They haven't really had a transfer budget to spend, even though they got the money off Madison. They've bought a couple of players in, but it's been nothing special. What they are, though, is a team that likes to keep possession. They like to play short passing football, and they like to try and break on the counter-attack. They play, with Hernandez, who's kind of their main threat, and as Pucky, as I've mentioned. But really, they haven't got any. They're not full of pace. There's nothing that should frighten us. But really, it should suit us, really, again, the fact that we'll play deeper like we have been doing and maybe catch them on the counter a little bit with how we play with full-backs. Obviously, Howson's looked brilliant this season and that sort of three. Braithwaite's going to be back in the squad as well, we hear, so that's obviously a bonus. We need that pace and that little bit of injection of sort of ingenuity. He's quite an intelligent player, but there's not going to be much changes from what we see. So I don't think there's anything to fear here. As I've said, I think there'll be one goal in it. Rob, any suggestions? What do you think the score might be?
2-1 Borough.
2-1, it's all positive. I think the worst that we'll get is a score draw. I don't know why I'm saying that, even though I think there'll be a nil involved. I think that could be the worst outcome. I can't see us getting beat. Even though I said there's a potential banana skin, realistically, there's no reason why our bandwagon can't keep on rolling. So I'm going to stick with 1-0 Borough. Although I've changed my mind in about 15 times there in about 30 seconds. But I'm going to stick with 1-0 Borough. Unless there's something majorly goes wrong. Like I say, there's no reason why we won't get a result there. So, I've been Foxy. That's been Rob. This has just been a quick one today. Like I say, as always, like, share and subscribe us, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook if you have to. But there'll be more stuff coming from us very shortly. This is just a quick sort of preview of what Norwich have got to offer, which, and I'm not being sort of, I'm not trying to insult any Norwich fans for watching, but I think they'll admit themselves they haven't really got much to kind of frighten us with the way we've started. So get yourselves behind them, guys. We always have a massive away support. Let's be positive. We've got nothing to be negative about, and let the bandwagon roll on. So this has been a preview show. Thanks for tuning in, whoever you are, wherever you are. Peace out. It's in the blood. Take care, guys.